Hello YouTube, welcome back to Unloved Autos. Today we are going to take a look at the newest arrival to the Unloved Autos fleet. This is the 2026 Ford F-250 Lariat Tremor. I took delivery of this about a week and a half ago from 5-Star Ford in Dallas. Props to Corey White, the salesman there with whom I've dealt over the years. He's also been a contact for my car club at that dealership. Great guy. If you need yourself a new Ford, especially a high performance Ford, which this is not, but which are his specialty there, give him a call. They sell Hennessy, Roush, Shelby, all that good stuff. So back to this truck. Actually, let's go a little further back. Back in 2018, I decided I needed a tow vehicle because I sometimes tow this trailer here, vehicles to and fro. And I bought a 2018 Ram Power Wagon 2500. It was a good truck. I really liked it a lot. It was tan in color, a lot of good options on it. Had a winch, which was cool. And had it for 6 years until it began developing an electronics issue, software issue, which I keep hearing more and more of those Ram products do. In this case, it had a braking problem, not with the mechanicals, because the truck was very low mile, but with some kind of software thing where this brake system light would come on and cause some braking issues or annoyances. And I took it into the dealer, and they told me that it would cost $2,000 to fix this issue. I didn't care for that very much. And then when I did some more research online, I found that this was a common issue with the 18s and 19s fixed thereafter, and that the problem would come back. Well, I didn't want to be spending $2,000 every time some ghost got into the machine, so I sold it. I didn't trade it, just sold it. And then for a while, the last year or so, I've been using the Ram 1500 Rebel as my tow vehicle. Well, I yearned to have another one. And so I thought, well, I'm a Ford guy, and that Power Wagon kind of irritated me, and the dealer and the manufacturer. So I decided let's go back to Ford, and did some research and decided what I needed was the new Tremor. Not so new, but Tremor, which is the off-road specialty vehicle for the Super Duty range, much like the Power Wagon was with the Ram. Quick aside, the Power Wagon was regarded as the best off-roading vehicle other than the Jeep Wrangler that you could buy in the US. That's what they said. Sorry, Range Rover. And while the Tremor isn't at that height or level, it's still very good compared to other types of F-250s. So once I did my research, I figured out what spec I wanted. There were some very specific options that I wanted in this thing. I wanted it to be race red in this era of dark gray, light gray, medium gray, off gray, other gray, black and white. I wanted a bright red truck. And for Ford, that meant race red. I would have preferred a King Ranch or Platinum, which are the two trim levels above this. But guess what? Ford won't let you have one in red. So that left me with the Lariat. I did a nationwide search for trucks in this color, Lariat, Tremor, the whole thing, and certain other options I wanted, and found 6 for sale in all of the United States. As many of these trucks as Ford sells, you would think there'd be more than just 6, but that was it at that time. This was back in early June of 2025, I think. So I contacted the dealers that had those 6. One was in North Texas, the rest were all over the country. And I was surprised by what I met. In the past, I've purchased cars, new cars, from great distances, including my 2012 Raptor, my 2016 Flex, and others. Dealers who were more than happy to sell me a car, to let me sign the paperwork in either in person, not in person, they'd FedEx it to me or do it online, DocuSign, and then they would deliver it to me. And in some cases, they'd charge me for it. Other cases, with both the Flex and the Raptor, they delivered it for free. The Raptor came all the way from upstate New York. and the Flex from Kansas City. No charge, pretty awesome. Well, that's not the case anymore apparently, because none of these dealers felt like working with me. I was able to get to the price point I wanted, below sticker on each. That didn't seem to be the biggest problem, but they insisted either that I pick up the truck, that I have someone pick it up for me, or more importantly, that I come to their dealership to sign the paperwork. I don't know if that's one of those dealership scams where they want to get me there to get some add-ons or, you know, Z-Bart or some other BS, but they would not cooperate with me. They had no interest in selling me a truck if I wouldn't come down there. So I told them all to take a hike, contacted 5-Star Ford, and placed the order for this one. Because of the timing, I was able to get a 2026 instead of a 2025. So it is one of the very first 2026s. And I got the exact spec that I wanted. So that part makes me happy. Let's pause for a second here and we'll take a look at the inside. Oops. Sometimes we get interference here at Unloved Autos in the form of a Amazon delivery. Thank you, folks. Let's talk briefly about the options that are on this thing. It has the 7.3 liter V8 Godzilla engine. I wanted that rather than the diesel. The reason for that was that I'm just not a diesel guy. I don't need that extra 10,000 pounds of towing. Towing is nice. 15, 16,000 pounds is much more than I need. I'm not towing a trailer or anything. And I just like gasoline engines and the lack of headaches that sometimes come with diesels. Option-wise, I ordered that engine, of course, the all-weather mats. Yeah, they still charge you for those. The black appearance package, which gets you that black grille and other black things, the wheels on it, which I like a lot. I used to be kind of skeptical of the black wheels and tires these days, but now I've gotten used to them. And these I like better than just plain old black wheels. They have little silver parts on there. I like that. It also came with the Lariat Ultimate package, whatever that means, including the extra steps there. The Lariat Premium package, which includes the sliding rear window, which I didn't want or need, but so be it. Bed hooks, and that is it for the options. That's a total of what, $15,500 worth of options on top of the rest. The tailgate on this thing is huge. Soft open. Came with the spray and bed liner. Has some lighting back here, which is nice. Oddly, no power. Lights go on and off. You'd think there'd be a power slot, but there's not. I guess you have to step up even further to get that. Alas. I may get a bed rug and cover for this, as I did on the Rebel and prior Dodge trucks. I like them a lot. Haven't decided quite yet though. Let's take a look at the interior. So this is a big truck. Came with the step, which is very much necessary. I'm pretty tall. That step is a hike even for me. The lovely Kelly has a tough time getting in this thing. So there we go. The big 8-inch screen. Other controls with knobs and twisty things, which I like. Trailer stuff. A lot of it's your basic Ford. I don't think you can buy leather anymore. This is the Active X, they call it. I would call that vinyl. But it is very, very nice vinyl compared to the old days. And they upmarket it like they do leather, so I guess it counts, sort of. Let's start this thing up real quick. There is a temptation to get a louder exhaust put on it, like so many folks do in North Texas. You know, trucks around here are status symbol, it seems like, and a lot of people dress them up and make them louder, which generally I'm all for that. But in my case, I probably just don't need that for this truck. We're currently sitting at 269 miles. The gas mileage so far stinks, as you would expect. Let's see here, up to 11.5. Let's pop the hood. Take a look at that 7.5 liter V8. There it is. I like how Ford doesn't bother with plastic covers that, while maybe looking prettier, serve no reason and just make one more thing to move if you have to do any work in there. This is a big enough truck that there's even a little bit of room to work under this thing, despite that 7.3 liter. Did I say 7.5 earlier? If I did, I meant 7.3. So what do you not get these days? Engine insulation. Kind of cheaping out there, Ford. Giant badge. Notice that's black instead of blue. I guess that's part of the blackout package. Has the tow hooks. It was made in the good old USA at the Kentucky truck plant, home of the Super Duty. Like that. So I've driven this to and from work a couple of times, which is about a 45-minute or 45-mile drive each way. In Dallas traffic with multiple lanes each direction, that'll not be a common thing, but I wanted to give it a try. Performed admirably. I can't imagine owning one of these and living in Dallas proper or any of the suburbs that are just so full of people. They're tough to park. This is a big, long, wide, tall truck. And if you're trying to negotiate the parking lot at Fuzzy's Tacos, it's tough. Just go park at the Jack in the Box next door and walk over. But aside from that, it does what you expect. Had it up to, maybe I had it up to 90 miles per hour yesterday, just to see what it felt like. It was remarkably smooth. It would probably be even better with a couple thousand pounds in the bed or pulling a trailer, but that's fine. Overall, I'm very pleased with this truck. Hopefully I keep it as long or longer than I did the Power Wagon. It's a welcome addition to the fleet. You can compare it real quickly to the 77 F-100 next to it. Quite the size difference there. The F-100, by the way, is for sale. If you're interested, look at my video on it or message me. We'll make a deal. Till next time, everybody, when we will look at probably not a new arrival, maybe the Dodge Stealth. We'll see. Anyway, till next time, drive safely.